Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, I'd like a hot dog all the way, please.
Coming up. Here you go.
Thank you. Ew. What is this?
That's a corn-based hot dog flavored tube-shaped thing. It's almost good. That'll be $4.50.
You know what? No thanks.
If almost good enough isn't good enough for you, why would it be good enough for your pet? Add Kennel Kelp to your furry friend's diet. Sprinkled on your pet's food, Kennel Kelp helps with arthritis pain and stiff joints. It can also reduce shedding, fill in missing areas, and improve their looks. Healthy pets show even more energy and have better attitudes. See results in 4 to 8 weeks. The good news is, Kennel Kelp isn't just for pets. It's good for you, too. Sprinkle it on your cereal, or use it instead of table salt when seasoning your food. Kennel Kelp is the holistic care solution for pets and their people. Safe for dogs, cats, birds, cows, chickens, reptiles, almost anything that walks, flies, or slithers. It's a holistic health solution for humans, too. To learn about their many products, visit kennelkelp.com. Get Kennel Kelp for a happier, healthier life.
Hello, yes, and welcome once again. Good morning to the VA Sales Kennel Kelp Holistic Healthcare Show, and I'm your host, Bill, and good Saturday morning, June 23rd at approximately 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today I want to follow up from yesterday's show where I introduced my CBDs for pets, all my CBD products for pets, and as promised today, the topic of discussion is actually also my CBD entourage of products for human consumption, and I talk more about my dedicated website concerning and referencing both of those fine product lines, the CBDs for animals as well as for human consumption. And there's links in the description of today's show for you to go direct to the dedicated website that I've set up for those respective products, and there's also links in the description of today's show for my huge sale that I'm having all weekend long, not only on the CBD products mentioned here in today's show and in yesterday's show, but also Primal Life organic skincare products with a link over to my website for the big sale, my Tourmaline water, my Sea Miracle 7 superfood, and my C7 Tech PhD chips, my Be Sales Power Trio, Earth and Clays. Check it out over at my website. And today I want to talk about not only the CBDs, but I have several programs that I work with for veterans. Veterans get a built-in discount on all of my products. I have a special discounting structure for any veteran experiencing PTSD and or anxiety issues. You can contact me at my website for specific details of how we implement that. There's a little bit of documentation, of course, just to verify that you are indeed a veteran, be it disabled or otherwise. So CBD can do lots of things when used as a therapeutic aid for PTSD, for anybody that suffers PTSD in any stressful situation, as well as serving as a chronic pain relief of several different chronic diseases. And it can also enhance extinction learning, block reconsolidation memory, block mood receptors, modulate stress hormones, modulate pain receptors, and promote sleep hormones, just to mention a short list of a few here. CBDs can stop epileptic seizures. CBDs can treat serious neurological diseases like Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's. CBD can relieve pain. CBD can fight cancer. CBD can reduce inflammation. CBD can treat mood disorders. Can also coordinate and correlate for those of you that may be medical marijuana patients. I have many medical marijuana cannabis patients that are clients for my other products, as well as these CBDs. One of the common issues that they voice to me is sometimes they're concerned with THC level in the cannabis. They have paranoia that just accentuates, in some instances, their anxiety and so forth. That's where these CBDs, what can it actually do for recreational users, if you will? It can do several things. I detail that at length over at my blog today. You might want to check that out. And CBDs can also produce a smoother, more balanced high in coordination for those of you that may use medical marijuana. I'm a chronic arthritis patient myself. I use these products. I like to vape myself, and I like to put the cannabinoids right in any cannabis, medical cannabis, or what have you, or other methods of treatment, as well as my power trio of the natural substances that I've referenced over at my website, also to include my new C Miracle 7 power foods, superfoods. The most popular CBD products available today are featured over at this dedicated website that I have alluded to in the description of today's show with the direct links. The future of cannabinoid healing is becoming more and more prevalent as we speak, now that the reins are coming off as far as recognizing the medicinal values of hemp oil, while the deliberation goes on in the respective states, to include Maine, where cannabis consumption is legal through the dispensaries in a medical marijuana capacity. So the rundown of what cannabinoids is and what it can do for you, one of the most popular ways to get your hands on it are right through myself, because I not only offer the highest quality products, but when you combine them, fully guaranteed, they're all produced in the GMP facility, all self-explanatory at the dedicated website unique to the cannabinoids, and then all of my products over at kennelkelp.com. There's lifetime guaranteed, unconditional. I've never had a product returned in over 20 years of doing business. So I've referenced that before. Some exciting things for CBD. Thanks to a seemingly bottomless promise as an effective and safe medicine, projections moving forward as we embark on the next decade in the 2020s, by mid-2025 and beyond, all projections are leading to this will be a standardized operation for medical procedures as the, hopefully, Western medicine philosophy dissipates and swings more and more to an Eastern philosophy. A lot of this coincides with the scalar energy technology, quantum physics, Tesla stuff that is referenced over at my C7 tech page over at mykennelkelp.com. I wear that chip myself. I take that C7 superfood myself in conjunction with these cannabinoids, and I also give the C7 to, as well as my kelp, to my own two cats, Brady and Brody, and they'll soon be introduced to this cannabinoid as well. So cannabinoids are capable of fighting back against the most serious diseases while also gentle enough to be part of a daily health regime. Cannabinoid is truly one of the most remarkable compounds in the natural world. And as I said earlier, the science is becoming more in vogue. You want to check out Dr. Jeffrey Lee, business associate, friend, partner in business with Greg PRIMAL over at the C7 Tech and their trials at the City of Hope in regards to the C7 Miracle superfoods and these cannabinoids. As you go from day to day, you know, if you're of a certain age, especially in the geriatric squad like myself, flashing back 25, 30 years ago, nobody would have ever guessed that the part of the plant that doesn't get you high from the cannabis, if you will, how it has now evolved into becoming such a major player in today's cannabis revolution. A close look at dispensary products, and you'll see plenty of strains that go the gamut from edibles and concentrates that include a healthy dose of CBDs in addition to high quantities of THC in some instances to the user's discretion, going back to the earlier point. Lots of veterans, not only veterans, if you have anxiety and depression issues, sometimes the THC can be very medicinal, very helpful, but some people find an adverse reaction to it. This is a good alternative. And more and more strains that are being cultivated for medical cannabis are containing these cannabinoids. I'll talk much more about that as I get more entrenched with my newest business associate, Al Morrington, who I mentioned in a couple of shows ago over at Movida Oils. Check all that out at my website. He's probably going to be my supplier personally in consult as I take these cannabinoid oils in my own therapy for my own arthritis. I'll talk more about that in upcoming shows. The reason for this is that cannabinoid works like an antidote to THC, if you will. It counters some of the strongest stress-inducing effects of THC, leading to a smoother, more balanced high, especially for those of you that may have chronic anxiety and depression, and for whatever reason, be it adverse reaction or just don't want to get involved with THC or what have you, these are fully abated alternative, healthy alternative for you. Hence, 1-to-1 strains or other products with a balanced blend of THC and CBD are super popular amongst not only recreational cannabis users, but also extreme athletes as a whole, chronic pain, any kind of chronic pain, to include my own arthritis. Anybody that suffers from arthritis, I talk a lot about Greg Prom. Again, go to my website. He suffered a lifelong battle with gastroparesis. He's the innovator and creator of the C7 technology, quantum physics, C-Miracle 7, over at my website. And using CBDs to help veterans specifically with PTSD, some of the advantages, there are several studies that have shown that CBD may help with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which refers to a group of adverse mental, emotional, and physical symptoms that occur after a person is exposed to traumatic events. Same premise for pets. I'll get back to that at another time. These symptoms are common among the military and civilian populations, and they are associated with emotional, mental, and physical changes. CBD is a non-psychoactive cannabinoid that is found in the stalks of the flowers and seeds of the cannabis plant, and can be derived directly from hemp as well. I offer both. Although CBD has not been approved by the FDA as a therapeutic aid for PTSD, several studies have shown that cannabinoid has therapeutic benefits for these problems, and as the respective states that offer medicinal dispensaries can attest to, they have many veterans within their own client entourages. And I know on a local level at the Wellness Connection here in Portland, they definitely have a high contingent of clients that they're serving. So CBD has also shown its ability to reduce cognitive impairment, anxiety, and discomfort among individuals that also have social phobia, agoraphobia, if you will. That's because it's capable of interacting with the 5-HT1A receptors in the central nervous system. I have a pretty good diagram of that over at my website today. You want to check that out. And how CBD affects veterans with PTSD, studies have shown that cannabidine levels are essentially lower among individuals that suffer from PTSD. Anandamide refers to the inner human cannabis. As such, CBD is used to deal with the anandamide shortage amongst PTSD sufferers. When these receptor sites are filled up with CBD, they play a very crucial therapeutic role in PTSD therapeutic aid while relieving patients from memory problems. Currently, several of these studies and ongoing studies and past studies have shown that CBD can help in the therapeutic aid of PTSD and anxiety reduction. These studies have revealed that CBD can do the following when used as therapeutic aid for PTSD: enhance extinction learning, block reconsolidation memory, block mood receptors, modulate stress hormone, modulate pain receptors, and promote sleep hormone, as I said earlier, also contained in the description of today's show. Now, to flip that over, bringing it back home from my own affliction of chronic pain with arthritis, CBD oil for arthritis. Quickly, studies have shown that CBD can be an effective therapeutic aid for pain that is associated with arthritis. Generally, CBD has strong anti-inflammatory properties And studies, again, suggest that it can be used to reduce not only the inflammation, but the pain that is associated with different types of arthritis. Arthritis is a chronic or acute inflammation of the joints, and it's usually accompanied by structural changes and pain. In my own personal affliction, my extremities are the worst, my hands being the combination of being on this computer for my e-commerce website so much in carpal tunnel, but I also have severe nerve damage and it's complicated with the onset of arthritis, blah, 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 blah. So I use a lot of the topical salves, the cannabinoid oils, and I use my own Power Trio. And tomorrow I'll talk more about how I use my Tourmaline water, Tourmaline spring water, which I've talked about for years, featured over at my website, and how you can put these cannabinoids directly into the water, and that gives you an extra infusion in all the mineral and gemology values of the Tourmaline water. It's double the potency. And again, you can also go to my Sacred Clays page over at my website. I've talked about clay water for years. That's also part of my regime. And I now incorporate my wild Maine blueberry powder as well for an extra antioxidant, as well as the Sea Miracle 7. And soon with the CBD's dedicated website, I'm going to imbibe in my own shakes. I'm going to order from the manufacturer myself and incorporate the shakes, as I do adhere to a stringent paleo diet for the most part. So studies have shown that CBD can be an effective therapeutic aid for pain, as it is associated with arthritis. And arthritis has those many causes, including autoimmune deficiencies, crystal deposition, and injury or infection. Mine usually is pretty much precipitated to chronological age and several injuries when I used to think I was an athlete, and many physical jobs over the years, injuries sustained, and car crashes and all of that. I'll tell you all about that good stuff at another time. And any type of arthritis is characteristic and characterized by swelling and pain, which is definitely prevalent in my own instance. And depending on the affected joint, arthritis can cause severe or moderate debilitation. Mine flares up and goes the gamut from moderate to severe. Nevertheless, CBD has been proven effective in regulating cells and chemicals that may help in regulating how the immune system responds to injury, as well as subsequent tissue and bone degradation. With this rapid increase, it's easy to consume products like CBD water, again, which I'll talk about tomorrow. Made, you don't have to buy water. It's out there. CBD can be very pricey depending on the source. I would suggest getting any of your favorite mineral water, but I highly suggest and recommend Tourmaline for the extra value of that. Soon I'll have Dr. Lee and Greg Prom on my show to attest to that. When I can get a sample into Al Morrington's hands, I'm sure he'll attest to that. They'll be guests on the show upcoming. And Michael King and his crew over to Vitality Herbs and Clay, you can call them up through the directly and ask them what they think about Tourmaline water, as they're high proponents of that. And it would accentuate their Sacred Clay water immensely. So tomorrow I'll talk about what is CBD water. And CBD water, quickly, it's water, simply put, that's an infusion of water, obviously by adding the CBDs. Although defining CBD products may be simple, you know, if you get into pre-manufactured, as I said, depending on the source, it's better to control things yourself, in my humble opinion. You know what you're doing, and you know by these good holistic products that you're getting, the high efficacy, fully guaranteed, and at the most advantageous prices, especially when you combine them with my aforementioned from yesterday's show, customer rewards and incentives and BH Sales 5025 virtual voucher program, unique in the industry. No one does this. It's unique to BH Sales, so you want to make sure you partake in my direct-to-the-manufacturer option of ordering as well, which I alluded to in yesterday's show. So breaking down water quickly by infusing the water, the science behind it, you know, it is based on the quantum physics. Balanced 7.4 pH water is produced using quantum physics. So check out the quantum physics theory not only on the World Wide Web, Tesla, but check out Greg Prom at PhD parent website, my website, Al Morrington, soon to be the U.S. distributor for the C7 technology and C Miracle product. And as I say, east of the Mississippi for sure. I'm involved in some kind of whatever, Goodwill ambassador, distributor, wholesaler, whatever. I feature their products. So quantum physics, we know that they may have been one of the 10-pound textbooks for those of you that have done any kind of research in college or what have you, that have any kind of familiar with nano and pico technology and thermography and so forth. It can get quite scientific, and there is proprietary information, of course, unique to the product, as Greg Prom and Dr. Lee have developed it. You want to check all that research out, and there's many, many videos over at my website and the parent website talking about the advantages of that, both for humans and pets as well. Energy levels of atoms and subatomic particles is what quantum physics is all about. The science is used to break down CBD particles to form nanoparticles as well, 1/1,000,000th of their original size. So they can be evenly encapsulated in a water cluster. And they can be evenly encapsulated in a water cluster, which can in turn be infused easily into the water. Thus is how, when you put the C7 superfood in, it stays even until you actually shake up the bottle to disperse it that way. And it virtually has no taste. I'll get more into that tomorrow. But this process also homogenizes the mixture effectively to produce water that acts like a bioavailable CBD source. So in the nano form, you can read all about nanotechnology over at the website. CBDs can easily penetrate the tissues like the blood-brain barrier and the digestive tract more effectively. Goes right to the cellular level. That's the advantage of the C7 technology chip, which actually goes to the pico level, which is pretty unique. So you want to check that out. It gets you right to the most healthy level quickly, right to the cellular level. So, I don't want to get too scientific here with Bunsen burners and all of that. It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, it is scientific, but you can put it down into easy, understandable layman's terms, if you will. And there's plenty of videos and information on the World Wide Web as a whole, and over at my website, specifically over at kennelkelp.com, and this new dedicated cannabinoid website that I've talked about before. So, how am I doing on time in the show? I got about 7 minutes left. I want to wrap up real quickly on the water. I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but some of the reasons you should drink cannabinoid water. People consume medicinal CBD in a wide variety of forms, as I alluded to earlier, be it through dispensaries or CBD gummies or cookies or capsules and all these vape pipes and drips and pen-type devices, and topical creams and oils and so forth. However, a percentage of the CBD that is consumed in some of these forms is lost along the way in some instances. In some cases, especially with some of the more inexpensively made products, that's why you want to check out my new website. It has high efficacy, and you won't experience that problem. Unique to the cannabinoids featured over at my dedicated website, referenced in the link in the description of today's show and over at my Kennel Kelp website, and in today's blog over at the website. In the inferior products that are out there, you want to make sure that you do your homework, because 90% of the CBD that is consumed in those products can be lost because of the poor bioavailability. This has a high bioavailability, one of its strongest attributes. So pure CBD water can contain and does contain CBD particles that have already undergone the quantum physics process that I discussed earlier, creating nanoparticles that improve its retention and maximum use by the body. I'll get much more into this tomorrow, and how you can attest to the vast research that has shown that nano-sized nutrient particles deliver the most effective way to introduce nutrients directly into your body. You want to do, if nothing else, check out the bio of Greg Prom, who's in all candor been alive for over 10 years, with his chronic illness simply due to this technology and the C Miracle 7 superfoods. There's some pretty good depicted videos between my friend Dr. Jeffrey Lee, who I used to represent, another fine product of his years ago, and Greg on the interaction of talking about the disease and what these fine products will do for you. And they've sampled my Tourmaline water as well, and we're moving forward to maybe doing some things out in California, and I'll get much more into that. And I'm going to be sending out a cover letter to all my clients, but my client contingent out in California, especially due to the water situations and so on and so forth. And it serves good in the farm in tandem with my Kennel Kelp feed products as well over at my website. So CBD water has also been used as a valuable resource for the therapeutic aid of epilepsy, cancer, PTSD, multiple sclerosis, and opiate addiction especially. That's a key one I'll talk about tomorrow. With comfort and ease, CBD water can put the body of the user into the overall sense of relaxation and calm. And you can use it for those of you that do exercise, be it in the gym, or if you're an extreme athlete or a moderate athlete or a weekend warrior like myself at my advanced chronological age. I'll be talking about a program that I'm going to be entering into, the C Miracle 7. As I play a lot of basketball, not competitively yet for the geriatric squad I used to in the old days, but I play daily and I walk a lot. And I'll get into all my physical regime and my Kennel Kelp shakes. And I'll incorporate all of this over at my website. There's archival shows pertinent to all of this as well. But reported reductions in inflammation, muscle spasms, and joint pain, and muscle and overall fatigue, nausea, and pain have been high regards by those that have used infused water with CBDs. It's an easy product to use. You can view all my products over at my parent website at kennelkelp.com and this new dedicated CBD website as well. CBD water reviews have been increasingly making it very popular, as I said, amongst athletes, avid runners, CrossFit trainers, bikers, motocross warriors, 5K runners, whatever your outdoor activities are. If you're in a formal athlete, an informal athlete, a pro athlete, we have many pro athletes. I've been talking more about that within the client base. Be talking about that through the team with Greg Prom, Dr. Lee, and now Morrington. So quickly, pro sale, the PLO sale, Primal Life Organics, in the last 5 minutes or so that I have left, runs from Saturday, June 23rd through Monday, June 25th, and the select products will be on sale for 20% off. You can see all the pictures of all of these products in the description slide show of today's Blog Talk Radio show, and obviously over to my Kennel Kelp website. I've done a blog about the sale for the weekend and unique to these selective Primal Life Organic products from my friend Trina Felber, renowned skincare expert. I have 90 seconds left. You can check out the Quiver Face Kit over there, the Earth Face Wash Kit, the Coffee Bean Face Serum, the Makeup Collection, the LED Natural Teeth Whitening System, and the Simply Beautiful Supplements. And for all the details on how these keep you looking young without negatively affecting your health, you can watch the video that's referred over at my website, at my today's blog as well. And don't forget to check out my customer rewards and incentives at the Kennel Kelp website. On the homepage, there's a link to my old website with all my customer testimonials, testing to all these products. You want to do the kelp analysis, all of the direct links to the manufacturers, all the customer rewards and incentives, the 4 auto ship programs that I offer, the BA Sales 5025 virtual voucher program. You definitely want to chime in on that. And you want to get creative. One of my monikers is Creative Solutions for Holistic Healthcare Products Distribution. You want to get creative shopping on how you combine these combinations of discount to save the optimum. And that's it for today. Always remember that BA Sales promotes good health in all animals and humans. Thanks. See you tomorrow.